And we have arrived at the Aria to play a low-stakes cash game. Just kidding. A few days ago, I did the Table 1 podcast with Justin Young and Art Pomerant. As luck would have it, there's an open seat for today's game. It's about 1 o'clock p.m. The stakes are 100, 100, 100 big blind ante, USD. Min buy-in $5,000. I have $10,000 on me, which is 2 bullets. That is my max loss on the day. The maximum win is unlimited. Not gonna lie, pretty nervous. Never thought I'd be playing cash games this high, but opportunity has arisen, and we're gonna seize the opportunity. Today is our day. We will not be fearful and timid. We will be fearless and aggressive.
We will not go quietly into the night.
Let's play Table 1 at Aria in Las Vegas. And we are in the Aria Table 1, formerly known as Ivy's room. The table quickly fills just after 1 o'clock. Seems to be a mix of recreationals and pros. Of course, Art and Justin Young are there. And this is when I learned that our very first hand, and every hand, every 30 minutes, is going to be a pot limit Omaha double board bomb pot. Not my first dance at the rodeo. This one's a little different though. It's for $300 a person, and your options on the flop are pot, which is going to be $2,100, or fold. And that's all the action. Interesting. I have not thought about strategy for this game format, so we're just going to do our best with the cards that were dealt with our knowledge of double board PLO bomb pots. I looked down at 8855 with spades. Let's see if we flop a set. The top board comes Queen of Hearts, 7 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds. There's a set. The bottom board comes Ace of spades, 7 of spades, 3 of diamonds. So we definitely like that we have a set of 5s, and a flush draw ain't so bad. Action's on us, and we put in $2,100. Half of our starting stack is in the middle on the very first hand of play. We get 2 other participants, and you can see what they have based on the graphics on the screen. And here's the run out. I do apologize for the lack of good view of the board. Shout out to my editor for doing the best that they can to figure out what happens.
Oh shit, buddy, I gotta dig a little deeper.
On these PLO bomb pots, I'm probably going to be able to remember the no limit hold'em hands a lot better with less cards in people's hands and on the board. But for this instance, I get scooped by one player that has a flush on the top and the other flush on the bottom. Diamonds and spades. No Boski for me. And we lose $2,400 on the first hand dealt. Off to a bad start. The very next hand, I fold. There's a raise to 300, a call of 300. Art is on the button. He makes it 1,300, and both players fold. Why am I telling you this? Because Art shows 7 deuce. And you know what that means? Everybody has to pay Art $200 per the terms and agreements made upon this game. Second hand off the deck, I fold pre and lose 200. We're now down $2,600. The third hand dealt, I'm under the gun with ace king. This could be the shortest cash game session ever. I make it 300. Player on my left calls 300. The next player 3 bets. He makes it 1,300. Big blind, flat calls 1,300. I look at my pitiful $2,400 stack with 300 of it in the middle, and we have Anna Kournikova. The good news is, if I shove all in, it's more than $1,000 raise, so it can reopen the action, so we can ISO the big blind flat caller.
How much is that?
24 total. Original flatter on my left folds.
11.
And the 3-better shoves all in for $11,000. Action's back to the big blind, who has about $20,000 in his stack. He thinks long and hard. We're rooting for a fold.
All right, I got it.
but he eventually puts in the call. Let's get there. Big triple. The board comes out. All low cards. 7 high, I believe.
No gamble. Someone's got 7 deuce.
I have no pair.
No pair. Oh my god.
3-better says no pair, which is music to our ears. I quickly show nut no pair, and big blind starts shaking their head.
I can't beat either of those hands.
They eventually fold. I said,
Jack 10 suited. Yes. Wow. It's so pretty. Welcome to the game, Jeff. Hey, non-stop action.
and we're up to about $7,500 in chips. Big swings in this big table 1 game at Aria. Buckle up, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. A few orbits later, the straddle's on. It's now 100, 100, 100 ante with a 200 straddle. I have about 7,000 in my stack, and Alan Jackson, good time, in early position. We're now 8-handed, the maximum for this luxurious game in the highest stakes room in all of Aria. I make it 600 to go. I'm not scared. It's just 3 blinds, really. We get a flat call, and the button makes it 2,000, a reg. Justin Young's in the straddle. He makes it 5,400. What are the odds they both have better hands than me? I fold. 3-better shoves. Justin Young calls with ace-king suited. 3-better has kings, and Justin Young gets stacked. We have the shortest stack at the table. I feel a little outmatched and outclassed, but we're not going to play with fear.
No mercy! No!
We will reload if needed. It's only money. Money comes and goes, but the experience lasts forever. With blinds at 100, 100, 100. Under the gun, +1 on my right opens to 300. I look down at Jack 9 of clubs. Let's mix it up. We got about 6,000 in our stack. I make it 800 to go. Action folds to the button, a reg, who 4 bets to 2,200. What's he repping? Action folds back to us, and I fold. $800 gone. With blinds at 100, 100, 100, under the gun makes it 300. Folds to the hijack who puts in the call. I'm in the cutoff with ace queen off. I think a 3-bet might be justified here, but we do have to respect the early position raise. We put in the call, and the big blind comes along for the ride. We're 4 ways to the flop of ace 10 5. 2 hearts, 1 spade. We have the ace of diamonds and the queen of clubs. Action checks to us, and I think it's time to bet for value. I bet $600. Only the big blind calls, and we're heads up to see the queen of hearts putting flush on the board, and king jack gets there. Are we afraid of king jack? I don't think so, Tim.
Not even close, Tim.
When he checks to us, it's time to go for more value on this wet board. We got top 2. I bet $2,000 with about $3,500 behind. We're ready to play for stacks. My opponent goes deep into the tank and eventually folds. We take down a nice pot.
Oh my god. I got that one.
A new dealer has entered the building, and that means it's time for a $300 per man PLO bomb pot. Double board edition. I look down at the queen 6-6-5 with the clubs and the hearts. We're double suited. We see a 8-way board of ace of hearts, queen of spades, 3 of hearts on the bottom, and 8 of spades, 6 of diamonds, 5 of hearts on the top. So on the top, we have a set of 6s, and on the bottom, we have a flush draw and or a pair of queens, with some backdoors, of course, maybe with the 6-5. But we're sitting pretty. We bet the pot, $2,400. Action folds to the button. If Justin Young folds, we just scoop the pot right now, which has not happened yet. He begrudgingly puts in the call. He has king of clubs, jack of hearts, 7 of spades, 7 of hearts. I think I'm gonna scoop. The board pairs on the turn, and a 7 comes on the river on the top, giving us an underboat, and a flush comes on the bottom, giving us a flush. Justin says flush and boat. He's got the king of clubs, jack of hearts, 7 of spades, 7 of hearts. Miracle 7 saves him to chop the pot, but we still profit because everybody put in $300 pre-flop. And we move on to the next hand. Never a dull moment at table 1 at Aria in Las Vegas. Seat 1 on my right opens in early position to 300. I'm next to act with ace queen of spades and about 5,000 in my stack. I make it 900 to go. Are we playing for stacks? Let's see what happens. Everybody folds back to seat 1, who puts in the call. The flop comes queen 5-3, 1 club, rainbow. Great flop for our hand. He checks. I bet 700. A little down bet, trying to get that value from worse. And he puts in the call. The turn's a 6. A few bad gutters get there, maybe a 5, 6, 2 pair. It is a club. Backdoor clubs are now possible. But when he checks, I don't think we should slow down. We should go for more streets of value. As Jamie Gold said, I got top.
I said top.
I bet $1,500. He thinks about it for a while. I think about if I'm going to call if he check jams on me, and the answer's yes. But he eventually check folds, and we scoop a nice pot. No showdown needed. And we're up to 7.5 thousand in chips. About 2 hours into the session, the boys did just order a $450 bottle of wine. But you booze, you lose. I will not be partaking. There's no hope with dope either. Straight edge for life. And in this clip, you can see them all cheersing to the good times in the high limit area at the Aria. We made it. Everybody's here to have a good time. The good news is they have the finest water available in the VIP section, Aquapana bottles. With blinds at 100, 100, 100, action folds to the button. Seat 1, who puts in a raise to $300. He's currently stuck $60,000. I know I didn't really cover any of the other action at the table. It's not really my business to put out there, but there's a lot of action, and I'm just showing the hands that I'm involved with. But keep in mind, a man down 60,000, probably not a big fan of folding at this point. So when I look down at pocket nines, I'm ready to play for stacks. We got about 6,000. I make it 1,200 to go. The big blind folds, and the button puts in the call. 9, deuce, 3, one-time dealer. And the flop comes. Ace 10, 5 with 2 hearts. We got to continue the story. We're going to have a lot of aces in our range here. If we check, we're not going to know what to do against a bet. So I bet $1,200, and he calls. The turn's the king of clubs. Do we go for the barrel, or do we shut it down? Like I said before, this guy probably doesn't want to make any big folds. So we're not going to try to make him make a big fold. We check and he checks behind. The river's the ace of diamonds. I check. He bets 2,200. I fold. He shows me an ace. And we're down to 3.5 thousand in our stack. It's almost like a tournament. With blinds at 100, 100, 100, action somehow folds around to the small blind, seat 1. My man who's down 60 G's, he raises to 400. We have 3,300 in our stack, and Alan Jackson. Do we call? Do we 3-bet, or do we shove? I choose the option of 3-betting to $1,200. My opponent thinks about it, asks to see my stack. Pretty humiliating, really. And he puts in the call. The flop comes. 9, 8, 5. And he gives us the stop and go. All I can think is this man might have Jack 10. He might have Queen 10. If he had a set, he'd probably just check it to us. So I think we're getting the right price to gamble. We put in the call. He says something along the lines of, you're going to be mad at me if I win this hand.
Alan Jackson.
You're not going to like it if I win it.
Oh, no.
As soon as he says that, an ace hits the turn. And he grimaces in pain. He can't believe it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good card too.
The river's a 4, and our Alan Jackson gets the big double. We're up to 6,500 again. No rebuys needed. I'm in middle position with Queen Jack of spades. I make it 300, which is the standard open. Reg in the cutoff makes it 800. I think all 3 options are on the table here. I think the solver likes flatting with the suited broadways, even out of position, so we put in the call. We see a flop of ace, 8, deuce, no spades, and we check fold to a $500 bet. Good times. $800 gone. The swings are big, but the environment is very lively and jubilant. I get it why these guys are rich and are enjoying life. If you feel bad for my editor, hit the like button to show some love to the channel and watch us grow to 100,000 subscribers, because it's time for another double board bomb pot, 300 a man. We look down at the king, queen, 3, 6 with the king of spades and 3 of spades, queen of diamonds, 6 of clubs, a monster. And the bottom flop comes king, king, 3, and the top board comes ace, deuce, 4. So we got the nut boat on the bottom, and we got the nut gutter on the top. What more can you ask for? Action folds to us. I pot it for 2,100 because we're 7-handed. We get action from a reg in seat 5. And here's the shocking run out. The top board gives us a 10 and a 7 for nothing. king high. The bottom board where we had a boat improves to a bigger boat with a queen on the turn, and we win the bottom and lose the top, so it's a chop. Everybody loves a chop pot.
Everyone loves a chop pot.
But the good news is we chop up everybody's money for a nice profit. We'll take that every time. Exciting stuff at the Aria Table 1 Vegas. Make sure you check out their podcast on YouTube. They've interviewed tons of poker legends that spill their beans in an uncensored format. Table 1 Vegas on YouTube. I might be on there in the near future. Hit the subscribe and alerts bell to see when my episode drops. I talk about stuff that you probably don't know about me. Thanks for the invite, Justin and Art, who run the game. We finally get dealt 7 deuce in the small blind, suited in spades. It's time to win the $200 bounty from all of our table mates, which we've paid many times. Under the gun opens to 300. Justin Young flat calls the cutoff. I'm in the small blind. 3-bet might not get through. I don't know how much of my 5,000 stack I want to risk. So I'm going to go with a sneaky check raise most flops plan. The big blind comes along. We're 4 ways to a flop of Jack, 10. I'm going to have a lot of jacks in my range. I check, big blind checks. Original raiser bets 300. Justin Young calls 300. A small bet. It's time to pounce. I make it 1,500 USD. Big blind folds. Heart starts pounding. I'm anticipating the sweet thrill of scooping this pot and getting $200 from each player at the table. That is until Under the Gun puts in the call and I start looking at the flop. There's a spade out there, and my plan is to shove all in if a spade hits the turn. Justin Young's thinking, and he does the unthinkable. He makes it 3,000 to go. The jig is up, and we're out. Under the Gun folds, and we just lost $1,800 with 7 deuce. I'm used to paying 200. Now I just lose 1,800. 7 deuce. We got 2 loose with the 7 deuce. Cue Slowpoker's famous song.
Me got bluffed by the 7 deuce.
With blinds at 100, 100, 100, 200, the straddle is on. Justin Young in early position makes it 500 to go. He's down bad. He's stuck heaps. He's willing to gamble. And we look down at King of Spades, King of Hearts on the button. Unfortunately, our stack is down to about 3,000. An effective 15 blinds with the straddle on. We know how to play 15 blinds in pocket kings. I contemplate a small 3-bet, but that could be too obvious in this situation. Our whole range should probably be just a shove here. So we do shove. Action folds back around to Justin Young, a.k.a. Young Beardy. He thinks about it and says something along the lines of, I'm too stuck to fold, which is music to our ears. He says he has a small pair. I tell him I have a big pair. He says, I'll let you know if I hit a set. And the flop comes. Ace 7, 7, turns a low card, and the river's a low card, but he does not say he has a set. He says he has a flush, and I have to double check the board, but he was joking. And we double up. Almost 6,500 in our stack once again. What a rush. Just when my editor thought they were almost done with the graphics nightmare, we got another pot limit Omaha double board bomb pot. Last one, I promise. 300 a man pre. I look down at the Jack 5, 4, 3 with spades. The top board comes 6, 4 deuce. That's the nut straight. And the bottom board has a jack or something. It doesn't matter. We got the nut straight. We pot it, and we're heads up against seat 1, who hits a flush against our straight, but luckily we have 2 pair on the bottom. We chop it up and profit once again. We could be a professional double board bomb pot limit Omaha player in the future. Stay tuned. Hopefully you guys appreciate this action and these graphics coming to you firsthand. My first time at Table 1 Vegas. Will we finish a winner? Subscribe and hit that alerts bell to find out. With blinds at 100, 100, 100, 200, the straddle's on. The game is big. The action is hot. And we look down at pocket 10s in middle position. We make it 500 to go. Our stack is at 8,500. We're peaking. Action folds to Jaman in the big blind, who puts in the call. Young Beardy folds in the straddle. Must have had garbage. The flop comes ace 4, 4, 2 spades. He checks to us, we range bet 500, and he puts in the call. The turn's a 3. He checks, and we could check back, or we could continue to rep an ace and possibly get value from a flush draw, or maybe even a smaller pair. Pretty marginal, but we decide to stay aggressive. We have a pretty tight image. I bet 1,000. He thinks for a while and folds. That's okay. We'll take the pot. No showdown needed. I play a small pot with the Queen Jack versus Justin Young on the 8-9 deuce 3 board. He bets flop and bets turn, and we make a tight fold on the turn. And right about now, I realize I don't have the heart for this game. It's just too big for me to play it with true fearlessness, like a $400 tournament at the Wynn. So after 4 hours of play, I say farewell to the boys. I thank them for the opportunity. Let them know the vlog will be on my channel in a few weeks, and I look forward to them releasing the podcast that we did a few days ago. And we are out of the Aria 100, 100, 100 no limit Texas Hold'em with pot limit bomb pots and deuce to 7 bounty game. In for 5,000, out for 7,550. All in all, a heart-pounding experience. Would recommend. 9 out of 10. Make sure you hit up Justin Young or Art if you want to play in this game. When you are in Las Vegas, stop by the Aria, tell them Boski sent you, and make sure you check out the Table 1 podcasts. You can find many online and live legends interviewed uncensored by Art and Justin. Like, comment, and subscribe.